The ancient ruins of Viridian Prime stood in eerie silence beneath the amber sky. The skeletal remains of towering structures stretched toward the heavens, their surfaces smoothed by 1,000 years of wind and rain. In the distance, a sleek, obsidian starship descended gracefully through the atmosphere, its engines humming softly against the desolate expanse below. "Landing coordinates confirmed, Captain Soren," the ship's AI announced. "Scans indicate stable terrain at the designated site." Soren stood at the observation window, his golden eyes locked onto the approaching ground. He was tall for his species, his silver-blue skin shimmering under the artificial lights of the command deck. For 2 decades, he had studied the remnants of the lost Terran civilization, enduring the whispers and mockery of his colleagues. They called him the Relic Seeker, dismissing his theories that the extinction of humanity held deeper secrets than the official records suggested. The ship landed smoothly in what was once a grand plaza. Fractured stone slabs and twisted remnants of metal jutted from the earth, casting jagged shadows in the dim morning light. Soren's research team 5 skilled scientists disembarked swiftly, unloading scanning instruments and excavation tools with practiced efficiency. "Captain," his assistant called, holding up a detection unit. "We're picking up an active energy signature beneath the surface, something still running down there." Soren hurried over, his pulse quickening. The readings were unmistakable deep below. A source of power was still operational. That should have been impossible. The planet had been abandoned for over 1,000 years. "Transmit the data to Director Vela," he ordered, already recalibrating his own instruments, "and prepare the drilling units." For hours, the team worked, mapping out an underground structure larger than they had imagined. It was not just a bunker, it was a vast complex of corridors and chambers stretching for miles, and every part of it still carried signs of power. Soren's communicator crackled as a hologram of Director Vela appeared, her sharp gaze unreadable. "Captain Soren, I've reviewed your findings. While intriguing, this is likely an automated system left over from before the collapse. There is no evidence of survivors." Soren gestured to the fluctuating readings on his screen. "Director, these energy patterns aren't residual. They're shifting, responding. Something down there is aware of us." "The Council's position remains firm," Vela said, her tone unyielding. "Humanity was eradicated in their war against the Riftborn. Nothing remains but ruins. Any remaining signals are merely echoes of the past." Soren turned back toward the excavation site. "With all due respect, Director, I request authorization to proceed. If I'm wrong, we waste only time. But if I'm right..." A long pause. Then, finally, Vela nodded. "You have 3 days, Captain. After that, you return regardless of what you find." "Understood. Thank you, Director." The transmission ended, and Soren turned to his team. "Activate the drills. We're going in." The excavation machinery roared to life, slicing through layers of stone and debris. The depth counter climbed 100 meters, 500, 1,000 until, at 3,000 meters, the drill struck something unnatural. "Captain," the drill operator called out, "this material, it's not in our records." With a final burst, the drill broke through. Soren led the way, his light piercing the darkness. The air inside was untouched by time, cool and sterile. The walls pulsed with a faint, rhythmic glow, interfaces still active. "Impossible," one of his team members whispered. Soren stepped forward, pressing a hand to the smooth surface of a control panel. At his touch, symbols appeared in ancient Terran script. Project Genesis. Awakening protocol engaged. A deep hum reverberated through the underground corridors as dormant systems surged to life. Then, a voice precise spoke in flawless Concord standard. "Welcome, travelers. You have accessed the Genesis protocol. Stand by for authentication." Soren's hand trembled as he activated his communicator. "Director Vela, you need to see this. I was right. Humanity never vanished. They've been waiting." Beneath the surface, something vast was awakening. The underground facility was coming alive. Soren and his team stood frozen as more systems activated, illuminating the chamber in a soft blue glow. The air vibrated with unseen energy as rows of dormant machines flickered to life. Director Vela's hologram materialized beside them, her usual stern expression replaced by shock. "This is beyond anything we imagined," she murmured, her eyes scanning the vast chamber. "How did we miss this for 1,000 years?" Before Soren could answer, the AI spoke again. "Authentication complete. Visitors identified as members of the Concord. initiating full activation sequence. The walls shimmered, becoming transparent, revealing an expanse of suspended capsules stretching endlessly into the distance. Each contained a humanoid form, floating in a luminescent fluid. "Are they alive?" one of the researchers whispered. "Not exactly," Soren murmured, scanning the pods. "These bodies, they're not old. They're being grown right now." Suddenly, a massive holographic display materialized in the center of the chamber, revealing a complex network of glowing nodes, all interconnected. The AI's voice returned. "Human Consciousness Archive. Active. Total preserved minds, 12.3 million. Director Vela stepped closer, eyes wide. "They preserved their minds?" "Yes," the AI confirmed. "Would you like to witness the first restoration sequence?" Soren exchanged a glance with Vela. She gave a slow nod. "Proceed," he said. One of the pods brightened. The figure within a woman, appearing to be in her mid-30s, began to stir. The fluid shimmered as points of light cascaded into her form. Slowly, her fingers twitched, color returning to her skin. Consciousness transfer complete. Initiating wake sequence. The pod drained, the clear barrier sliding open with a soft hiss. The woman's eyes flickered open, glowing with a subtle inner radiance. She stepped forward smoothly, too smoothly for someone emerging from a 1,000-year sleep. She met Soren's gaze, tilting her head slightly. "Welcome to Project Genesis," she said, her voice unwavering. "I apologize for our long silence, but it was necessary for our survival." Soren took a cautious step forward. "Your survival? What exactly were you preparing for?" She raised a hand, and before their eyes, a sleek white uniform materialized around her. Another impossibility. "We weren't just hiding," she explained. "We were evolving." A deep rumble vibrated through the chamber, as if the very planet itself was responding to their return. Soren's breath caught. "What exactly did humanity become?" The woman's glowing eyes held his for a long moment before she smiled. "Something that will change everything." Across the chamber, more pods flickered to life. One by one, the lost children of Earth were waking up, and the universe would never be the same.